Brodes Media.
It's been a minute, and it's weird to say that. The last 5 days have been extremely painful. I can't thank everybody enough for the kind messages and the condolences. And more importantly, I can't thank all of you enough who sent the Gaudreau family all of your thoughts and prayers over the last 5 days, because as a community, we need to rally together for them. They are the greatest human beings in the world, and I can't stress that enough. Nobody deserves to go through what they are going through currently. Maddie and Johnny were A-plus people. Maddie was one of my best friends in this entire world. It's unfathomable. It is so difficult. It is heartbreaking. It is gut-wrenching, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I'm not necessarily sure how the next few days are going to transpire. I don't know how the next few months are going to transpire. I'd imagine it's going to be a lot of suffering, and nobody deserves to go through this whatsoever. It's hard. It's horrible. It seems like a nightmare every single second of every single day. I don't know how else to put it, but I just want to stress the importance of the thoughts, the love, and making sure you're keeping the Gaudreau family in mind. And we'll keep it like that for now. I don't really want to expand on it much more. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. So I'm not necessarily sure how to even transition out of something like that to talk baseball, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off and in a way see if the next 25 minutes or so can be an escape by just talking about the game. And Maddie and Johnny would call in all the time and talk about how the Phillies should bunt. He'd call in as John from South Jersey, and only me and him knew who it was. And he'd talk about the fighting Phillies, and he'd say, this team needs to bunt. And he meant it, too. He wasn't just saying that to piss me off because he knows I'm so anti, but he would say the team needs to manufacture runs, especially in extra innings when there's someone on second base and they start off the inning with the free pass. Why don't you move him over to third base? And, it's just unbelievable. And Maddie would tune in and he'd take snapchats of me on the radio or on the podcast, and he'd disagree with something I said, and he'd start the Snapchat off, and then about 5 seconds in he'd say shut up and turn it off and then send it my way, and busting stones as friends do. I'll miss it. I would love to hear another shut up again. There's nothing I want in this world more than those scenarios to play out again. But, okay, so we'll start here in regards to baseball. Impressive series against the Braves. We haven't spoke since then. You're telling me they won 3 games? You're telling me they went and took care of business, and not only took care of business, but had to fight back in a couple of those outings? Game 1, you're down 4-0. And the way that you got started was a Brandon Marsh 3-run jack because Brian Snitker left Charlie Morton in way too long, and you took advantage. And by the way, I know this was a little bit back there, so I apologize that we have to go all the way back to game 1 against the Braves in a 4-game series, but bear with me. It's worth it. Okay? I promise you it's worth it because of how great the results were. Not only did Brandon Marsh, of all people, take Charlie Morton to Mars, okay? Nick Castellanos hits a 2-run jack to take the lead. You shut it down. Nick Castellanos, at one particular time this season, I thought the MVP of the team was Trey. This isn't just we're living in the now and I'm absorbing recency bias. You can look at the longevity of how Nick has taken the field every single day and has been consistent for a long ass time. The highs of Trey Turner, let's not forget, massive. But the lows are devastating. The defense sucks. And the injury costed him a lot of weeks and a lot of games missed. Nick Trott's out there every day and right now is a machine. And he's been consistent for a while now. But he's even coming up clutch and large and walking off the Braves in Game 4 when Estevez is battling in extra innings for 2 innings. What I loved most about what transpired against Atlanta was the atmosphere. We were looking for attitude from this club, and for the first time in a long damn time, it smelled like October. They were playing with that edge that we've been desperately screaming for. And as soon as a huge matchup against a big-time rival, and let's be honest, that was a series for the division. And you punch them in the mouth when you're down, and you win 2 clutch games in epic comeback fashion. They were down 2-0 in Game 4. You think it's over. You think it's dead. You think the team walks away satisfied with the split because mathematically speaking, you're in great control of the division. But no. Remember, it was Nicky 3 RBI. I tried something there. It wasn't really clicking for me. Nicky double, Nicky bombs, Nicky 2 bags, Nicky 3 RBI. That's trash. I'm sorry. I'm out of rhythm. I'll get back. I promise. But Nick puts the whole team on his back, and he's strapping up the backpack going, all right, what do you want? You want double or do you want, what do you want? What do you want? I can give it to you any way you want. Okay. I'll give you the long ball. I'll give you the double. You want the single? How do you want it? Please. I'll give it to you. There are some concerns here, though. There are some concerns here. BRYCE HARPER does not look right. First off, when he's swinging and he has to drop the bat because his wrist or his elbow, I don't care what Rob Thompson says. Quite frankly, I don't care what BRYCE HARPER says. I remember talking to Tim McManus about this when it comes to the Eagles. And he said, don't listen to what they do. Or excuse me, wrong. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. Don't listen to what the Phillies say. Absorb what's going on the field. BRYCE HARPER ain't right. The dude hasn't homered in forever. Now, I don't know what the fix is. I'd say try and sit him down for a little bit. He says he's good. He wants to be out there. He wants to battle through it. Quite frankly, I'm willing, based off of what they did against Atlanta and how they stole the division with that series win, I'm cool with giving them a little cushion because you need Bryce. But even if it does come with a price tag of maybe a loss here or there, you need Bryce. This Bryce, not going to cut it. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's not going to cut it. So I'm worried about Bryce. I need power from the guy. Boom. When he swung and hurt his hand, what's up with that? And then Nick Castellanos got hit by a pitch and he was removed. That's the least of my concerns of the 3. But you just never know. Trey Turner sliding. He got banged up a couple different times on the base paths, whether it was him shaking out his hand or wasn't there a sequence where maybe he hit into somebody's leg. Now's the time, because of how awful it looks. I'm not always willing to play the precautionary route. Sometimes they do it too much and they're too soft about it. Bryce can't even hold on to the bat. If now's not the time to actually consider giving him a few days off so he can recharge. And I don't want to hear for a second that won't do anything. Maybe not. Look, maybe not. But if the alternative is to ask him to take the diamond every day and to take hacks like that where the bat flies to the dirt because he doesn't have the strength to actually hold onto it, I'm willing to take a chance. Even if he takes 6 days off, 7 days off, I don't care. I'm willing to do it right now. And I'll hold the team accountable where, sure, I might sacrifice a win or two, but I still need you to win games. Meaning, I'm just throwing out random numbers. But if there's 7 games and you go 4-3 instead of 5-2, fine. You can't go 3-4. You can't go 2-5, and then all of a sudden you come back to me and go, well, bro, you said you sacrifice a win. Yeah, you still got to do a decent job here. Because why are we paying you, Trey? Why are we paying you, JT? Why are we paying you, Nick? Why are we paying you, Bryson? Why are we paying you, any of these guys? And remember, at the time of this, like Wheeler would get a start, Nola would get a start. You got to still win those games. So instead of 5-2, you can go 4-3, but you can't go 3-4. You can't go 2-5.